Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris and welcome to another LEGO vacation video. Last year, a buddy of mine took a month and a half to travel all around Europe, going to basically a different country every few days. One of those countries was France, and specifically we got a chance to visit Paris right around when LEGO was running a massive celebration for their 90-year anniversary. And so in this video, I want to showcase a really interesting exhibit that we went to in Paris, France. It was the LEGO 90 Years of Creativity Expo, or 90 Ans de Créativité, which was specifically focused on celebrating the legacy and culture of LEGO, the history of the entire company, showcasing different sets from many years in the past. It was a really interesting exposition and unlike anything that I personally have ever been to. To give some background, I kind of first heard about this by reading an article online. I also saw an advertisement for this on a bus stop, and I figured, you know what? It seems like just something really close by in walking distance from the subway. Let's go check out whatever this weird 90 Years Expo is. I had literally no idea what to expect going in. I have never seen LEGO do anything like this here in the US, and I was very pleasantly surprised. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the LEGO 90 Years of Play Expo in Paris, France. During the short time my boy Brian and I had in France, we tried to pack our trip with many of the most important landmarks from Mont Saint-Michel to of course the Eiffel Tower, and I got a chance to take a lot of photos of my minifigures alongside the trip as well. Particularly Ninjago Crystallized was airing around this time and hype was at an all-time high, so I brought all my minifigures and managed to take a ton of fun photos of them around the different scenic landscapes, of course particularly centering around Mont Saint-Michel, which I had visited in the past and taken a lot of minifigure photos of there before, and I wanted to kind of throw it back and do it again just in 2022. But surprisingly enough, as I mentioned, there was actually a 90 Years of LEGO Expo going on in Paris, France that we honestly kind of just stumbled upon an advertisement for, and I knew that we had to make a trip out. So after seeing a pretty interesting frog-themed opera at the Grand Opera House, we made a journey out to the LEGO 90 Years Expo, and it did not disappoint. On the way there, you can see banners adorning the street advertising the 90 Years of Creativity LEGO Expo and pretty large brick-built figures on the window itself. Honestly, initially I was a little bit confused as to how small it seemed from the entrance. It seemed like a really small opening, but as I went inside, this was actually a really large space, and they actually had really interesting things on display. From the prototypes I just showcased of the original recyclable LEGO bricks they made in 2021, to a large-scale botanical collection LEGO flower bouquet, there were a lot of really interesting different models on display here, from minifigures to large-scale builds in a pretty large space, including a gigantic LEGO tree trunk stretching through the center because the entire thing was kind of themed around a gigantic treehouse. Altogether, you can see that this is one of the most interesting looking LEGO displays or events that I've personally ever been to. It was deceptively small from the outside and surprisingly large on the inside, and was also my first chance to actually see some of the 90 Years of LEGO sets for the first time in person. I went on July 11th, 2022, so this was obviously before you could actually purchase these in August of 2022, so for me, it was so cool actually seeing stuff like the Lion Knight's Castle and the Galaxy Explorer for literally the first time, not online, but physically in person. That was absolutely such a blast. Of course, there weren't just sets showcased in the exhibit as well, and one of my favorite things to see was actually how LEGO was able to blend different LEGO sets alongside existing LEGO builds, but also putting the Machus' own spin on them to really showcase a vibrant LEGO world, and that was a really cool aspect of what I actually got to do in this exhibit itself. Of course, spent a lot of time looking at all the different rooms of that Lion Knight's castle. That was so cool to actually look at, to be able to zoom in and see all the details of it up close and in person. It is still one of my favorite LEGO sets that came out last year, easily one of the best ones I think that they released in recent history, so that was really cool to see. But then you could also see just some other random pieces of LEGO artwork, like a gigantic marble LEGO brick. This was a really cool minifigure design style of piece that almost felt like graffitied. This was advertising the LEGO Porsche set, which was from LEGO Technic. All sorts of very interesting LEGO artwork showcased here, fully made out of LEGO bricks, that were just so cool to see in the art gallery section of this LEGO exhibit. And I particularly liked how these paintings, or I guess 3D sculptures right here, really utilize the LEGO brick to showcase different shapes and styles, making them almost feel like they were painted by hand. This right here is literally a Lego brick carved out of marble, which was so cool to see in person. It was really well done, and altogether there was just all sorts of different unique styles of Lego artwork, unlike anything that I've really seen in the US. Of course, moving inwards, one of my favorite sections was a historical section, starting with the 1940s and moving on year by year, decade by decade, showcasing the 90 years of LEGO's history. It was really cool to be able to see instances of actual LEGO original products, like one of the original LEGO wooden ducks from 1949, which was so cool to see in person, some of the OG LEGO fire trucks, the very early LEGO bricks in the boxes, which I do actually own some of these sets in my collection, but still really cool to see them on display. And honestly, I talked about this a lot, but in case you aren't aware, one of my main goals for my LEGO collection is to make a LEGO museum one day, and this is the kind of thing I would love to do in my LEGO museum, showcase LEGO sets alongside the boxes and instruction manuals, and really just be able to celebrate the history of LEGO. I find it really interesting which sets they picked. Many of them are perennial classics like the original X-Wing, or the Paradisa Cafe, or the Yellow Castle. And then for Bionicle, they got Rahaga Norik. I'm gonna assume that's just like the only Bionicle set they could find sealed for a decent price, knowing the prices of sealed Bionicle sets nowadays. But yeah, Rahaga Norik was our Bionicle representation, but honestly, I'm really happy we did at least get some representation for Bionicle in here. And you can see 2001, Harry Potter and Bionicle, that was the launch. Of course, Ninjago got the classic Monastery of Spinjitzu. That was a really good one to get, and it was cool seeing the history of all sorts of different LEGO themes being showcased all alongside the walls, which is not really something a lot of different Legolands or LEGO exhibits normally have. Of course, we had some Parisian-themed LEGO builds as well, including a large-scale build for the 90 years of creativity, showcasing that, and then just some pop culture stuff as well, like a giant Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, a big Joker from the LEGO Batman movie, which I'm assuming was made for the LEGO Batman movie and then eventually transported here, and all sorts of unique and fun artwork. And as you went up to the second floor, each of the different showcases were separated out by different themes. From Marvel to Harry Potter to Minecraft, there were displays dedicated to the existing sets from LEGO themes, like this massive Harry Potter castle built out of the existing LEGO sets, but still adding a bit of a maucus flair to it by adding the landscaping around the entire build itself, which I thought was a really cool mix of these sets as well as a MOC itself. And then you could move on from this MOC and take a look at one of my personal favorite displays there, which was this Ninjago City MOC. A very interesting collection of characters there, like the Stone Army Scout for whatever reason was included alongside the regular ninja, but moving onwards to the build itself, this was a really cool build because it integrated a ton of currently available Ninjago sets, particularly from Ninjago Core, Ninjago Legacy, and Ninjago Crystallized, and tried to showcase them all in one massive display, which mixed in sets but also created a brick-built environment around the sets themselves. This is really what I was talking about in terms of the coolest displays which took existing Ninjago sets, but really tried to build an environment around them and make them feel like they're all part of one scene. And a Monkey Kids set snuck in as well, the City of Lanterns, which I found to be really funny how they managed to throw in a Monkey Kids set too. So it was really cool to see all of these different, unique, and varied LEGO sets being showcased in one massive display. A combination of different MOCs, like this was purely a MOC right here, which looks to be some sort of a temple or palace, but integrated into the rest of the Ninjago City layout, which is really cool seeing them use that system, and even one for LEGO Minecraft, where a TV screen was surrounded by current LEGO Minecraft builds. Of course, there was a whole room dedicated to LEGO Technic, showcasing some of the newest LEGO Technic sets, and just race cars in general, like a Speed Champion set there. There was a way to see LEGO movies. But before we left, I was actually able to get some swag from the event. I got a t-shirt for the 90 years of LEGO, and I saw that very interestingly enough, people were carrying around a 2x4 tile showcasing 90 years of creativity in French, but for whatever reason, they were not handing out this tile at the event. Because you see, the only way to get this tile was surprisingly not at the event itself. You had to travel to a different general LEGO toy store, Jeux Club, which you can see right here, which is kind of a general toy store for Paris, France. And that way, if you spent a certain amount of money on, I believe, LEGO Friends or LEGO Ninjago, you could then take home this 2x4 title of the 90 years of LEGO. So of course, I had to go. I got a LEGO Friends set I already owned, but I wanted to just get another one of it to add to my city, and of course, literally just bought it to get this tile. I have not seen really anyone else with this tile online. It was a really specialized and cool GWP for a random toy shop, and that was the best way to summarize this experience at the LEGO 90 Years Expo in Paris, France, one of the most unexpected and unique LEGO exhibits I've ever been to. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our look at the LEGO 90 Years of Creativity Expo in Paris, France. Let me know down in the comments below if you actually got a chance to go to this when it was running, I believe from around June to September of last year. I thought it was a really cool thing, and honestly, I kind of wish that LEGO did this in other parts of the world. I had a great time taking a look at all of the rare LEGO artifacts, from that wooden duck I'm still trying to obtain myself, to even a Bionicle Rahaga on display, which was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Thanks all for tuning in to this LEGO vlog travel video, and of course, stay tuned for a lot more videos like this and more coming your way very soon. Thanks so much for tuning in to Duck Bricks. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way, and bye for now.